My name is Lisa Kent, and I am judging the first item for the TKGA judging program. This first item is a cardigan. I have my judging sheet here. The first category is overall appearance. This is a very fun and pleasing design. It's using novelty yarn that's very nubby and loopy, and the overall appearance is very nice for this kind of use. I would give this 10 points maximum for overall appearance. The next category is clean, neat, and no pills. It definitely does look clean and neat. I don't see any pills. Hard to tell with this nubby yarn that hides a multitude of sins. Yeah, I do think it is clean and neat and no pills. I would give it 10 points for that as well. Suitability of yarn. I think this yarn is appropriate for a fun cardigan like this. The texture really adds a lot. It's a basic design for the cardigan, and you don't want to get too fancy with your stitches when you have this kind of yarn. So I think it's just a very plain, simple design, and then the yarn is what kind of gives it some pizzazz. So I would give 10 points for suitability of yarn. Construction, I'm going to turn it inside out here and look at the seams and the ends. It has an end hanging right here, but that's no more than an inch, so that's not too bad. It looks like the armholes are seamed to the body, and again, with this kind of yarn, it's hard to see any kind of problem. It looks fine from here. I'll check out the other side. That seaming looks fine. It looks like it was knit in one piece below the armholes, so no seaming to look at there. That looks fine. I would give 10 points for construction. Oh, one thing I did notice, let me go back, turn it right side out for the construction of the wrists at the turned up wrist and the turned up front panel. Turn this back right side out. I was noticing that the front panels are sewn down like every maybe 3 or 4 inches. They're tacked down, and that's a good idea for getting it to turn back and stay where you want it. The problem I did notice is that it doesn't seem to be evenly done. If you can see here, it kind of comes in a little bit. Here it's fairly straight going down, and then it kind of curves out here a little bit and more straight on this side. So I actually would take a couple points off for that, because the construction of these front bands here are not tacked down equal on both sides. Looking at the wrist here, the cuff at the wrist, it does seem to be a little ripply, not quite the same distance all the way around. So Actually, for construction, I would probably go for 7 points for that. Even stitches is the next category. It's very hard to determine even stitches on this kind of yarn. There's no glaring holes or any kind of gapping in the stitches, so I will go ahead and give full points for that, 10 points for even stitches. Color harmony, again, this is just variegated yarn. The colors are very pleasing. They're very nice to look at. With the texture of the yarn and the color gradation of the yarn, it makes for a very, very pretty garment. I would do 10 points for color harmony. Finish and blocking. It's the yarn is very drapey. It's hard to tell if it's been blocked or not, but there's a little bit of concern with it coming out here and maybe not quite equal, where blocking might be able to fix some of that. But as far as I can tell, it looks fine for finishing and blocking, so I would give it 10 points for that. Ends secured and hidden. I did find that one piece of yarn that was hanging out maybe an inch. Maybe I would give 9 out of 10 for that. Symmetric, equal. Let's look at the sleeves here. We're going to line up where the sleeves join the body. It looks like the sleeve might be a little longer than the other one. You can get an idea. It's hard to tell with this yarn, but it looks like it joins here and then maybe there. So it looks like the one sleeve might be a little bit longer than the other. And then let's look at going from the underarm to the bottom fronts. That looks very even there. So I would give 9 out of 10 for symmetric and equal. Design complexity. It's not an overly complex design. It's a pretty simple, basic design. It is nice that it's knit in one piece to the armholes, and then I do like how this is tacked back to have the front bands here. But it's not overly complex, so I would give it maybe a 5 out of 10 for design complexity. And then bonus original design. There's no indication this is an original design, so I am going to not give any bonus points for the original design.